wholly owned subsidiary of Toyota, Lexus, has joined the EV race, and boy, are they interested in coming in dead last. They've got some wet trash called the RZ, and boy, is it a wet one. I'm Brian. Welcome to Future Ozza. So my first real introduction to this vehicle was just the other day when I saw a fantastic video on autofocus by Marques Brownlee, where he shows the virtues and the vices of this not very good vehicle. What he points out is that it looks familiar. He said the color looks a bit like a Nissan Ariya, the front a little bit, but what it really looks like is a Toyota Buzzforks, which looks something like this, or even a Subaru Soltera, which looks something like this. It is the same car under the skin. So what did they do? Well, they added a little bit of comfort. So let's jump over to a different one that actually explains it a bit in a way I can get you through. 55 to 65,000. Now that's not outrageous for an electric car or a luxury car, as long as it meets certain minimum criteria. And this one kind of doesn't. The highs, good ride and handling. Yeah. Plush cabin materials, great. Eye-catching exterior styling. I mean, that's one way to describe it. I would not look at this and say premium. I would say gimmicky, maybe even Chinese looking. It's got some styling aesthetics that kind of look, I mean, that's fine, I guess. It's got a lot of buttons and knobs to get used to. It's fine. It's not terrible, but I'm not looking at that and thinking it's a premium vehicle. Lowe's, the range is not competitive with rivals. And it's limited to 150 kilowatt DC charging connections. And the fastback roofline cuts into cargo space. I imagine we can deal with that. So the verdict, according to Car and Driver, it delivers luxury as well as any other Lexus, but with all-wheel drive, its range is below of what is expected. What is the range? The one Marques Brownlee tested was at 196. That's real bad. And if you buy the 196-mile version and take proper care of your battery, charging it only to 80%, that's 160-ish, 120-ish. It's not good. It's not good. Because if you're only going 80 to 20, you've got very little here, because that would be 120 if you're going from 20 to 80%. It's not good. And that's assuming you actually get the range, which, as we all know, EVs on the highway, you really don't. 4-year, 50,000 bumper to bumper. I assume that's the bumper to bumper. It better be. I assume the battery warranty is at least the federal minimum of 8-year, 100,000 mile. Who knows? It might even be better. But it's not great. It is not a great car. If you look at it for best luxury electric, you can see the make and bake in here. The Genesis, BMW iX. I've driven the BMW iX. I've driven the BMW i4. They're both very comfortable, fine cars. Little pricey for what they were, I thought. But it's not. Is it enough? RZ lineup introduces a new front-wheel drive model. That's, I guess, great. 5,000 lower. I guess that's great. Front drive has considerably higher range of up to 266. So the all-wheel, they wanted them to test the all-wheel. Everybody tested the all-wheel. It only gets 196 miles of range. Wow, that's bad. A 220-mile cap. We'll see. Pricing and which one to buy. Who even knows what's in these packages, you know? Entry-level premium trim comes with desirable features like a panoramic sunroof, adaptive cruise control, all-wheel drive, power-adjustable steering column. What? Who cares? You adjust it once. Okay, fine. And of course, RGB lighting so that your car can look as cool as your kid's gaming laptop. That's very exciting. But its larger wheels decrease its range, so we'd stick with the cheaper premium model instead. How funny. Yeah, I don't want the luxury if it's going to be all compromise. It's not great. I will say that I will have an opportunity to drive the Polestar soon. This is the Polestar 3. it's, it looks good. I've also gotten to see the Polestar 4, which is not available just yet. The Polestar 4, inside, I think, is really spectacular. The design in it is great. I've had a chance to talk with Gary at Polestar of Portland, and he was one of the first employees at that location, one of the very first. And he's been an EV advocate for a long time. He was a president of the Oregon Electric Vehicle Association. It's a pretty good car. And starting this year, I think, they're built in South Carolina. So this will have, while right now I think the incentives are only available on the lease model, assuming that the EV incentives remain into next year, you'll be able to get this quite possibly with an incentive. And it looks nice and it feels nice. Ranks 10th. Whole lot better than that Lexus. And I just have to scratch my head. If Toyota wanted to get serious, they could, but they don't. What are you doing, Toyota? I don't have an answer to that. Long range, yeah. 69,000. They'll need to get that down a bit if they want to get the credit. That is a little steeper than I remembered. But it is a nice car. So hopefully I'll get a chance to drive that soon. I've been invited. Anytime I can get down there, I can. It's a matter of finding the time. So yeah, a whole bunch of opportunities there to read more about it on Car and or Driver. Yes, I'm pretty sure I got that right. You guys, thank you to my patrons who enable me to go on all these journeys, to drive all these vehicles, to get you the information you need. It's how I survive. When the stock is up, views are up, revenue's up, it's all up. When the stock is down, my God, the views are down, the revenue's down. But I just keep going. I just keep making content because I feel like it's what I need to do to provide the best value for you guys. If you can't afford to support me, I understand. You can leave a comment. That helps. You can leave a thumbs up. You can like, subscribe, do the usual, and stay tuned. Stay juicy. And I cannot wait to hear from you clever robots on the flippity flop. Are you still with me? Haha, bonus time. Yes, there's a bonus afterwards for those of you loyal enough, faithful enough, dedicated enough to see it out. I went to the store. I went to Safeway. I bought a Hot Wheels car, as I so often do. I love buying little electric Hot Wheels cars. This one is maybe a Lotus or a Rimac or something like that. But I'm always buying little electric toy cars. I give them out. Whenever I'm at events, it's how I bribe the audience to stick it out with me to the end. And they do. They love the toy cars. How much is a Hot Wheels, do you know? Well, forever and ever, they were $1. And then now they're mostly $1.25. Sometimes you can still find them for $1. At Safeway, they did not have prices up on the display. So I figured that's probably $1.25. But I wanted to double check. I always double check because I don't trust a lot of those retailers that do all those goofy, weird, members only discounts. Kroger is the worst. Fred Meyer, I cannot remember the last visit I went on where I didn't get to the register and find a surprise on my bill. Well, if we go and look at what Safeway is doing, it's ridiculous. Now, pay no mind to the Arizona iced tea. That's for my son. The hazelnut spread, also for my kids. The white bread, that's not Franz von Holzhausen. And it's not, I didn't marry Franz to give him my last name. No, Hot Wheels Basic, look at that. It's $8.99. Oh, but it's actually $1.25 if you enter your club card. What is that about? It's not fraud. It is $1.25 with your club card. But what they're counting on, what they're absolutely counting on, is that somebody will ring up a car and not have a club card and not notice that they're being charged $7, $8 too much. The sales tax alone on this is more than they paid for the toy car themselves. This is ridiculous. What kind of nonsense? You guys should be ashamed. And you can't tell me it's an error. Well, it still came out to $1.25. Right. If this was an error, this number would still be wrong too. This $7.74 discount means you knew perfectly well that you were charging $8.99. Shame on you, Safeway. Absolutely shame on you. Why would you do that? So that's the bonus. That's your overtime pay. Thanks for hanging out. Talk to you clever robots. Wanna see ya.